Welcome to Suzuka in Japan, where today's practice session is about to begin on this figure-of-8 circuit. The Suzuka track never disappoints, and that's probably why it's so loved by drivers and fans alike. As we approach the end of the season, the teams will be keeping a close eye on the constructors' table. Every point the drivers can get is really important for the teams at this stage.
Yes, definitely. Every position you climb in the championship has a financial gain come the end of the season. So the difference between finishing third or fourth is well worth fighting for right up until the last race.
One of the more intimidating corners on any Formula One track is the legendary 130R. Whilst unusual, the name actually comes from the original design of the corner, a 130-metre radius turn starting just past the track crossover. Over the years, due to several severe accidents, the corner's been redesigned to create a straighter entry and creating what is now a double apex left-handed corner.
Despite the changes, this is still one of the most exhilarating corners that drivers in F1 have to take. It's not normally considered an overtaking spot, but this is the scene of one of Fernando Alonso's most famous manoeuvres, when in 2005 he passed Michael Schumacher's Ferrari around the outside.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my F1 2015 career mode. In the 2014 season, driving as Daniil Kvyat. We are here for the Japanese Grand Prix, round 15 of this F1 2014 season. Last time out in Singapore. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds as always just to pause this video and go check that one out. So that should be enough time. Last time out in Singapore, we got our third podium of the season. It was an absolute brilliant race. Another strategy race which allowed us to get onto the podium, just like we did in Belgium when we won the Grand Prix. However, we didn't win it because Lewis Hamilton also went on a one stop. This time out in Japan, it's another track that I don't really like. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Japan. It's just I've never managed to do well here. So, nothing happened in practice. Let's have a look at the results.
Practice times are not always indicative of qualifying or race day performance, but Nico Rosberg's P1 time is impressive, and I think he'll be right up there when he's back on the track tomorrow.
So, Nico Rosberg tops the timesheets of this practice session. Lewis Hamilton is 1 second off the pace of his teammate. That's really surprising there. Valtteri Bottas is in third, Sebastian Vettel is fourth, Felipe Massa is fifth, then it's Fernando Alonso, then Daniel Ricciardo, then in 8th it's Kimi Räikkönen, 9th is Jenson Button, and 10th is Nico Hülkenberg. We are down in 14th, just behind our teammate Jean-Eric Vergne in 13th. However, we did set our time on the prime tyres, so on the options I reckon we can shave about 1.5 seconds off that, and then that will put us in around 9th, 10th position for qualifying. Without any further ado, let's have a look at that qualifying session.
Green means go, and that's what the cars will be doing shortly here in Japan as they take to the track for today's Japanese Grand Prix qualifying session. I'm expecting a strong showing here today from the Red Bull team. They really love this classic track and have had so much success at Suzuka over the years.
I think this could be a showdown between the Mercedes and Red Bulls today. The Red Bull team have enjoyed incredible success here over the years, but the Mercedes package could be too much for the Milton Keynes-based team.
So here we go, one shot qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's have a look at what sort of lap time we can do in this qualifying session. So, starting the lap now, coming around the final corner. Opening the DRS, it's wide open as we cross the line. On the run down to turn 1, we're already down into P11, so that's very bad straight line speed that this Renault-powered Toro Rosso has. As you can see on the car, it is spitting ever so slightly, but we are up into P8 as we go round the first corner. Following Lewis Hamilton, who is leading this session as we go through the S's section now. We have to have very good downforce to get through here as we're going through the second part of the S's. And we are up into P4 at the moment. So, going in towards the left-hander now as we take a bit of the grass and curb, and we take a bit on the exit as well. But that hasn't compromised us as we are up into P3 very briefly, but back down into P4. As we're going through this double right-hander before we head up towards the hairpin. We're still in P4 and Lewis Hamilton still leads the practice session, but we have dropped down into P7 now. As we're going into the hairpin, we want to lock up here, which we do, and that forces us wide. However, if you go wide on this track at the hairpin, it doesn't really mean that you're going to lose time there, but we did get a bit of a tank slapper which allowed us to get a very bad exit off that corner and allowed us to lose time as we're now down into 11th as we enter the spoon corners. The first part of the spoon and then the second part of the spoon, but we caught up to P9 at the moment. Now, the long run up the hill towards 130R. What sort of time can we get in this qualifying session as Lewis Hamilton still leads it? We're down into P10 just because we don't have the straight line speed in our Renault-powered Toro Rosso. The rain is still coming very slightly as we go through 130R. We're down into P11 as we brake now towards the chicane, into the right, then the left. We're up into P7 now as we're going through the final corner. We won't want to lose the back end here. It's very easily to do that as we come across the line. DRS open, and it's P9 in the Japanese Grand Prix qualifying session.
It's been a mighty qualifying performance from Mercedes today, with both cars on the front row for the race tomorrow.
It's been a great session for the team. They've really been pushing hard to make this happen, and their hard work has been rewarded.
So, Lewis Hamilton tops this qualifying session with a 1:39.9. He is exactly 0.2 of a second ahead of his teammate Nico Rosberg. Then the other drivers followed 2 by 2 in their teams, with Valtteri Bottas, then Felipe Massa, then Sebastian Vettel, then Daniil Ricciardo, then Fernando Alonso, then Kimi Raikkonen, as we are down in 9th position, 2.2 seconds off the pace of Lewis Hamilton's time. Jenson Button rounds off the top 10, and without any further ado, let's have a look at how we can do in the Japanese Grand Prix.
We're at the classic and much-loved Suzuka circuit for today's race. This fabulous track has been the scene of some of Formula One's greatest Grand Prix, and we're hoping today is going to be another one of them. Here's today's pole sitter, Lewis Hamilton. When I was speaking to him early on, I got the sense that he has total confidence in himself and his Mercedes car to take that race victory today.
He'll want to end this weekend on a high after yesterday's fantastic performance, but he's going to have a lot of competition. I doubt he'll be expecting an easy race, especially considering the teams around him.
Looking beyond the front couple of rows, who else do you think is on for a good race today?
Fernando Alonso's pace has impressed me so far this weekend, and I think the Spaniard could be strong in today's race.
It's Sunday, which means it's race day for the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's have a look at the race strategy we will be using for today's Grand Prix. So, obviously, starting the race on the option tyres, and we'll be pitting for the primes around lap 5 or 6, probably lap 5 of this 13-lap race as we start the Grand Prix now.
See if you can get 6th or above in today's race.
So here we go, 5 lights, and away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix as we get another awful start. Jenson Button is going to go up the inside. Yes, he does. There he is. As we're going to go down into turn 1 now. Can we get ahead of Jenson Button? We go round the outside. Can we get ahead of Kimi Raikkonen? We're side by side with Kimi now. He's on our inside. We run wide, but we haven't maintained a position. Kimi Raikkonen is back round the outside, but going into the first part of the S's corner. We've got ahead momentarily, but we give him the room on the second part, and we are up into P8 of this Grand Prix. That's the first time in a long time that we have made a position into the first corner of a Grand Prix start. So, following Fernando Alonso now. Can we catch him up and the pack ahead of him? No, we can't, as we cut ahead to the end of lap 1. We've got Kimi Raikkonen right on our tail now, as you can see that arrow going up towards 130R. We saw in qualifying that we don't have the straight line speed up here, so he's going to go up the inside. Will he make the move stick before the corner? It looks like he will. He's right ahead of us now, yes, so he's made the move stick before we get into that corner, but we braked a lot later than the others into this corner, which we do on Kimi Raikkonen. Will we go up the inside? Yes, we do. We've made the position stick before we even got towards the second part of that chicane. So, into the second lap now as we open, no, we won't open DRS because it's not qualifying and DRS is not enabled. So, Kimi Raikkonen going round the inside towards turn 1. He will make the move stick surely before we even get there. We're going to try and have a look round the outside, but maybe we've just got too wide and we won't get a clean enough exit. We get very close to Kimi Raikkonen there. However, he loses the back end on the exit as we knock into Jenson Button there. So like I was saying, he lost the back end on exit, causing him to slow down a bit, but unfortunately for us, he just blocked the track. There was no way through there, as we did have a very nice side-by-side battle with Jenson Button momentarily back there as well. So, right behind Kimi Räikkönen now as we go towards the double right-hand corner. No, we don't. We cut ahead to lap 5. Following Kimi Räikkönen again through the S section. We're very fast through this first section because we have got quite a lot of downforce on our car at the moment.
Come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
So there's a yellow flag ahead. Let's have a look at what has happened there as we're coming around this corner. Is there any cars? Yes, there is. It looks like a Red Bull. It's Daniil Ricciardo, who looks like he might have a puncher, and we got very close there with Kimi Räikkönen. I don't actually know if Kimi Räikkönen hits Daniil Ricciardo there. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. No, Kimi Räikkönen is still behind us. How much by, I don't know. He might still be stuck behind Daniil Ricciardo. As we cut ahead to have a look at what happened to Daniil Ricciardo. So he's going through the S's section now. He's right behind his teammate Sebastian Vettel, and he just gets a blowout. This has happened so many times in this career mode that drivers, I don't know whether they're pushing their tyres too hard or it's just a weird glitch that they're just getting a puncher. So he's on board with Kimi Räikkönen. As he goes to the left, then moves to the right. He does actually hit Daniil Ricciardo. Then he sees us coming through, so he moves to the left to get out of our way. That's fantastic for us because we managed to get past Kimi Räikkönen. As we're cutting ahead to the end of lap 5 now. This is surely pit stop time as Felipe Massa has been overtaken. Kimi Räikkönen's got past us in towards 130R. We're going to try around the outside. No, we won't. We're just going to tuck back in, but we're going to brake late and then into this chicane. Yes, we do. We've made the move stick again. Fantastic move. Very easy to get past the cars there as we just brake a lot later as we make our pit stop now on lap 5. Some other drivers have made a pit stop ahead of us. Let's have a look at what time the boys can give us in the pit stop. So it's a 2.4 second, and it doesn't look like anyone's got past us in the pit stop, apart from the drivers who obviously haven't pitted yet. So we're going to be looking to get past those in the next lap. So we're not going to be racing with anyone as we exit the track. Exit onto the track in P11 on lap 6. We've got very cold tyres now, so we don't want to push it too hard as we lose the back end just slightly, as we're now on board with Nico Rosberg. So he's going towards 130R. He hasn't pitted yet, so his teammate at this moment is probably down in 6th place after pitting. There's a slow car ahead. It looks like it's Daniil Ricciardo with the puncher, and he just smashes straight into the back of him. He just doesn't even look like he wants to stop. Daniil Ricciardo maybe shouldn't have been on the racing line, and he just drives into him again. What is happening with this AI? He just drives straight into the back of him twice for no reason. That is just really weird, as now he pulls over to the right of the track and he's just stopping. Is this him retiring? No, he let past Kimi Räikkönen, I believe that is, in the Ferrari. So Nico Rosberg has surely lost a lot of time after crashing into Daniil Ricciardo. He's going to have to get a new front wing, as we are...
We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
So, like I was saying, we are now on the end of lap 6. We're going to be starting lap 7. This is where all the other drivers who haven't pitted yet will be pitting. Where are we going to come back out? So, at the moment, we're in P6. We've got 2 drivers ahead of us. That's Kimi Räikkönen and Daniil Ricciardo, who is actually a lap down. We're going to go round the outside of Daniil Ricciardo. Although it wouldn't have mattered because he would have been blue flagged, so we would have got past him anyways. We're going through the S section on lap 7. Kimi Räikkönen is still behind us as we cut ahead to lap 11 now. So, I believe that, yes, so there's an arrow right behind us. That can only be one person, and that is Kimi Räikkönen right behind us for this Japanese Grand Prix. So this is going to be a whole lap of defending once again. Will he go up the inside in towards turn 1? It looks like he will. He's very close in the mirrors. Here he goes, up the inside into turn 1. We're going to hold him there. We're on the outside now. Can we get a better exit? Looks like we have so far, but he's gone back up the inside. He's just like, get out of the way, Danny Kvyat. We are coming through. So, going into the S section now. We're a lot faster in towards the first sector. Here we go. Can we make a move on him anytime soon? As we lose the back end momentarily, we have to correct it with the wheel, very much fighting it there. But we're right behind Kimi Räikkönen now. Can we make a move in towards the double right-hander? We're getting very close to him now. Will we make a move? Going up the inside, surely. Yes, we do. That's a fantastic move. Maybe a bit illegal, but I don't know. I'll let you judge that. So, an absolute fantastic move in my eyes, up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen. And now we go towards the hairpin on lap 12. We still need to keep him behind us for another lap after this, though. So, here we go. Going on towards the long rundown in towards the spoon corner. Kimi Räikkönen will have the fastest straight line speed in his Ferrari-powered Ferrari. Here we go. Will he make a move in spoon? No, he won't. We're just going to hold him back because he knows he's got the straight line speed on us towards 130R. So here he goes now. Kimi Räikkönen right on our tail. He's going to get a lot of slipstream down towards 130R. He's going to have a lot of straight line speed on us. Will he go up the inside? Yes, here he goes. Surely, yep, there he goes. Up the inside. Will we try and defend it? We're side by side into 130R. And we touch. There's contact between us. And we've smashed straight into the wall. We've lost our front wing. That's like the third crash that we've had with Kimi Räikkönen in this season. Oh, we've got to stop doing this where we have fantastic races, where we get us into a good position, like P5, and then we just mess it up with a mistake. We've got Nico Rosberg behind us. We're going to pit. No, we don't. There's only one lap left of this race. So, massive defending now with no front wing to get round the track and still try and get some points in this Grand Prix. As Nico Rosberg shoots past. Jenson Button is right behind us now. We run wide because we don't have any downforce on our car into turn 1. This is going to be a very tricky section for us now without any downforce, as Jenson Button is behind us and he actually hits us in the back. That is dirty from you, Jenson Button, and he's just got past us through that. He was going to get past us anyway in the next couple of corners. Just look, we just can't keep it on the racing line. We just keep on drifting wide. We have to go so slow through these corners. Come on, can we get in the top 10? We've just got Perez behind us. As Lewis Hamilton has won this Grand Prix, we're heading towards the spoon corner. We've got Sergio Perez on our left. He's actually gone round off the track to go round us, and he's just smashed into the back of us, like Rosberg did on Daniil Ricciardo, and like Jenson Button did on me earlier. So, Sergio Perez is up to 8th. We've got Kevin Magnussen in P10 now. He's behind us.
Just 10% of fuel left now.
10% of our fuel left, but it's the last lap, so that won't matter too much. No front wing. Going into 130R, we're really going to have to lift off. So, Kevin Magnussen is going to be an easy move for him. No, we go wide. Kevin Magnussen's up into P9. John-Eric Verne goes up into P10. We're in P11. We need to get past one of these drivers to get back into the points as we go up the inside of John-Eric Verne. He is now back on our inside, but we've got a better exit. With no front wing, this corner is going to be very tricky, but he's still there. On our outside, we touch, the two teammates touch. It's going to be a photo finish, and I believe John-Eric Verne actually beat us to the line, but I'm not sure. We'll have to look at the results.
No one could compete with the Mercedes today as they take home another race win.
You can't fault their commitment today. They really pushed hard and were rewarded with a race win. Fantastic achievement.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So, there we go. Lewis Hamilton wins the Japanese Grand Prix with Valtteri Bottas coming home in 2nd. Sebastian Vettel gets 3rd. Felipe Massa in 4th. Kimi Räikkönen comes home in 5th, with Nico Rosberg down in 6th after crashing with Daniil Ricciardo and getting a 5-second penalty. Jenson Button comes home in 7th. Sergio Perez comes home in 8th. John-Eric Verne, for the first time in a long time, gets some points in Grand Prix racing, and we come home in 10th after losing our front wing and having to defend for the last lap. Let's have a look at how those results affect the drivers' standings. So, we are still in 7th place, but that race result allows Felipe Massa to get away from us once more. We were 3 points behind in the last race, but we are now 14 points behind in this race. We have managed to break the 100-point marker, which is absolutely fantastic for a Toro Rosso driver. Let's have a look at how those results affect the constructors, though. So, we still stay in 5th position, but with both Toro Rosso drivers only scoring very minimal points, it does allow Ferrari to get away from us once more. But that will do for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you have enjoyed this race, and subscribe for more F1 content. If you haven't already seen any of the previous episodes, don't forget there is a playlist on my channel, so go check that out. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.